laboratory module. And you'll see the thing that I'm about to run into has a beautiful photo on it. That's what Earth looks like from what I hear. I haven't been down there for a while. But this is, we'd like to show you, this is the cabin as part of the waste hygiene compartment, WHC/K, K for cabin. And so this is the new American toilet that STS-126, Sandy and Fergie and those guys brought up. Sandy and I built this, or we didn't build it, we put it together. Some fine folks in Russia and the United States built it. And this is where we're going to, you guys are going to get to try it out. I guess there's going to be a day or two where we get to max load it to test out for 6 people. So this is pretty much what it looks like. You've seen it, the mock-ups and everything like that. One thing that the mock-ups probably don't have is where we have all of the sundry items. We have 2 kinds of toilet paper, Russian style and American style. We have wet wipes, and we have a small trash container right here. So whenever the parts that don't go into there, namely after doing number 1, they go into these kind of bags. Sandy and I and Koichi, mainly me and Koichi, Sandy will be leaving, but any one of us will do the resupply. So if you see us missing something, let us know. But if you, since you're kind of family, you know, when the guests come over and you don't know where the toilet paper rolls are, well, everything we have is in this little CTV down here. So if you're really missing something in somewhat of emergency, let us know. Okay, the control panel here, you guys get briefed on. I'd like to tell you a few little things just for your information. Again, you guys have great training on this. There is a how to use everything in auto mode cue card, but which is helpful. But the main thing is we're in a special mode called dose 1 mode, and that means that it automatically gives 1 dose, but we have to hit another button to give a second dose so that there's enough preservative in the urine containers. Also, since we're in a different mode until Sandy and Ricky get the UPA running, we have this light on here, which is on the cue card, not there. Don't worry about it. 4 good lights. If any other lights come up, especially the red light bonus special where a tank is full, let me know mainly. And if I'm not around, please talk to Sandy or Koichi, and we'll change out the urine tanks. We monitor those pretty carefully, so hopefully it shouldn't be a surprise to us. But with a lot of people here, you never know.
Okay, here is the lab overhead 3 location that has all of the return items, or will have all of the return items once you get here, with the exception of that 5 MLE bag we've already talked about. Everything's green tagged, so it should be fairly straightforward. All the numbers according to the pre-pack list. To Mike's left is the water wall, the Lab 2 wall where we've put all the water, and we'll be depositing some of our CWCs in there as space permits. And so these are probably the only 2 stowage locations in the lab that you guys need to worry about. The rest of the lab's kind of crowded, so we're going to try and keep as much stowage stuff out of here as possible. And as we float back, you can see the overhead 6 location where we really didn't want a 5 MLE bag right here. We've got several computers, we've got a science experiment. It's right by the RWS. It's just a bad place for a bag. As far as things not to touch in the lab goes, just be careful when you fly through here. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's really easy to run into it, and just be aware of that. But there's really nothing that I think is super, super vital any more than, any other computer that you don't want to rip off the wall and stuff like that. And for robotics, here's the lab RWS. Currently, we have SSC on this side that we'll use for procedures. SSC right here that we'll swivel over and use for Doug. 2 computers on the top that'll be set up on top of the RWS monitors for the 2 extra camera views that we're importing over from the shuttle. And so, John, I know you like to run the procedures, so I think this is where you probably want the SSC with the procedures. But we can move this over here if you'd like. If you want, the Doug machine and the procedure machine to be on the left side together. Or alternatively, we could probably move the Doug machine to the right, but I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. It's up to you. Let us know. No big deal one way or the other. The only other thing is the CMRS that we have down here will be gone. We're going to temp stow it somewhere else while we do robotics. It gets in the way of restraints, and so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay, one of the great things that you guys are bringing up to us besides Koichi and this truss and solar array is the UPA, the distillation assembly for the urine processor. And it goes right in here. And you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff in front of it and in the way. Now that's by plan. This is how the ground has us keep it. This was their design, and so we run it as best as we can. It's actually day to day. It's not an issue. It's only if you want to go inside here, which you will. So Sandy was the person who helped put in a lot of these brackets, and she's the one that's going to be doing the main change out. I think it's with you, Ricky. Change out the UPA here, so it's going to take a fair amount of effort, and we're going to move the Cevis out of the way probably, and move some of the brackets. A lot of this stuff instead of just taking it up and moving it, we can actually save a lot of time just by moving it off to the side and opening up the door. So expect it to get a little bit cluttered. But certainly there's a lot of order and logic and rationale to it, and we did the same thing during 126 when we were working with the distillation assembly, and it should work out just fine for you. Yeah, and Sandy has a good point. However, when all this stuff comes out, along with the cabin and ARED, there's going to be a kind of a traffic bottleneck here. So I'd like to ask, I think it's going to happen while two of you guys are outside, and so we'll have a little bit of less traffic there. But during that time, we'd like to ask everyone else to be really careful, because we know that's a very important piece of equipment. But you guys know all that. Okay, guys, put you on Spanky Cam. I'm the cameraman and the host right now, and wanted to show you the rest of the space station. Pretty much we hit all the highlights of the places that you're going to worry about during your mission. But we have the airlock over here. We talked about that in a separate video that you all should have gotten a day before this one. And I'm in Node 1, and we also talked about Node 1. So let's go see the rest of the space station. This is PMA 1. It's a tight squeeze. And down here is the Soyuz. This is Soyuz TMA 13. This is what Yuri and I are going to take home. We're just at the edge of the FGB here. And so that's pretty much going down axially of the space station. But here you go down, that's the Soyuz. I'm happy to show you guys around. Yuri doesn't mind. We'll make sure we cover it with him. He's the Soyuz commander. But happy to show any of you guys what it's like to fly on I don't say a real space vehicle, but at least a real smaller one compared to the shuttle, which I've never launched or landed on, but I can tell you all about the Soyuz. Okay, right now we're in the middle of unpacking from the recent progress that came, so you can see the FGB is kind of full. It's usually this full. We're going to clean it up a little bit, but as you can see, the best way to fly on the FGB is pretty much just to grab on the handrails and that are halfway up. So you can see we have a lot of urine containers and solid waste containers and things like that, and those are going to be used for in case the 6-person crew stuff doesn't work out, we still have enough. So a lot of people make a lot of waste, so we need to store it all. You can see we just passed through the FGB, and inside there's a service module, and we'll hit there in a second. Wanted to take you to the docking compartment real quick, show you the Progress vehicle. You guys get a chance to see that. See our Orlan spacesuits, and this is the Russian docking compartment. It's also an airlock. Yuri and I did an EVA from here, and if you guys aren't too late, maybe we'll get another one to finish what we started. And so as we go through here, this is a good place to come and take a look out the windows. You guys have great shots out of the shuttle. We have some good complimentary views, and I'll show you a couple of them in a second. But if we keep going straight down, which doesn't really feel down in space, just forward, you can see this is the inside of our Progress, and Yuri has it pretty much unloaded. We still have a little bit more on the bottom. And the trick is not just unloading it, but to put it all away too. And then once it's unloaded, we get to fill it up with all kinds of stuff. But let me show you the